Welcome to the finale of AWLegacy, the first season. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Act 6, which is billed as both the finale for the first season of Actwres Girls Beginning, as well as Last Queen of AGZ, Yuna Manase's last match with the promotion. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I highly recommend watching them, especially for the important context around the main event of Act 6. But before we dive into Act 6, I want to take a slight aside and blow up this entire video series. What if I told you that Act 0 was technically not the first Actwres Girls or Beginning show? That's right, many years before officially founding Actwres Girls, as we know it, Representative Keiji Sakaguchi ran a series of shows under the Lee Presents Beginning banner. Its first show was in 2007. These were occasionally run shows, more like showcases featuring wrestling matches, MMA, boxing bouts. Its early editions centered around former JD Star talent, but mostly Fuka through 2009, and then Asami Kawasaki afterwards. The shows also included names like Mio and Io Shirai, Takako Inoue, Rei, Cherry, Kana, Apple Miyuki, and many others. And these were not really anything like what the future Beginning and Act Wrestling shows would look like. However, in May of 2014, a fairly unique show under this lineage occurred, and it was the launching pad for Stardom Promotion, which was Roselia and Stardom's entertainment division, and it was the first time a Lee Presents Beginning show would be run in 3 years. And this show actually featured a dance performance from AA7, which is the Lee ambassadors from Act 0, as well as a live performance from a duo called Rabbit Ear Iris, which featured none other than Mizuki Ishizuka, as well as a couple of matches and a boxing match. I was debating even including this, but it felt fascinating to me, especially with the history between Actwres Girls, Representative Sakaguchi, and Roselia. And Beginning had so many ties to Stardom. Its roster made up of Manase, but also other members of Stardom Promotion, Saori Ano, Yuki Harima, Mizuki Ishizuka, as well as the appearances after the launch of both of Actwres members in Stardom and Stardom members appearing in Actwres Girls. It was a mutually beneficial agreement at the time, and to see what has happened since is very, very interesting. And also, before Act 6, it was announced that a new trainee had started with Actwres Girls. Her name? Tam Nakano. And now, let us begin Episode 4. Act 6 kicks off with the usual Actwres Girls intro. The listing of the cast of the show. Ozaki is seen in the opening, but she actually abruptly announced her graduation just days before this show. The rest of the cast is here. Yuna Manase, Saori Ano, Tai Honma, Natsumi Maki, Nao Kakura, Amy Nishina, Fumi Shagawa, Rika Miyama, and Asami Hisato, plus Dues, which is the duo of the ring announcers, Ishizuka and Sakano. They're joined by Haruka Kato, who is making her first Actwres appearance, Teruko Kagawa, making her second appearance, and the return of Yumiko Hota. And this video leaves no doubt that this is a true finale.
First season, final.
After the video, we get the intro dance from Ishizuka and Sakano for the final time. This is also the first time that we see multiple camera angles on one of these shows. It's a nice addition, but also it can get a bit chaotic. Then there's the typical rundown of the card and the introduction of the performers. The Actwres Girls members come out when called, and the guests do not. For the main event preview, Manase is called, but she does not come out. Ano does. We then kick things off with Rika Miyama versus Haruka Kato, and Miyama is still as serious as ever. During Kato's entrance, the camera angles change between the two of them, and it's an incredible contrast. And overall, the match is pretty solid. Kato's been a regular with Stardom, and she's crossed paths with Poi and Nishina, so she's a familiar face at this point. Miyama keeps up and does some really neat stuff. A lot of work on the arm to try to set Kato up for her armbar. We even see a Manjigatame from Miyama. Kato, though, has an armbar of her own, and she uses it to finish off Miyama. Next is a three-way match between Amy Nishina, Fumi Shagawa, and Asami Hisato. Hisato gets a lot of streamers. Shagawa grabs the mic, and she talks about how everyone thinks her matches are a joke, but today she intends to win for real. And then she announces that everybody in this match has a name that ends with me, or Japanese for beauty.
Nishina, Amy, Asami, Fumi, 3人ともみがつきます。
The crowd then realizes Tommy's name also ends with the me, and then they start chanting. The promo then goes off the rails. She calls out Asami and then claims that she is actually the most beautiful of the three. Nishina then insults her, and Asami laughs and doesn't even bother. And the match, despite Shigawa's earlier exclamation that it was going to be a serious contest, is a lot of fun. Shigawa and Nishina making fun of Hisato's pose, but Hisato doesn't have any patience for this, and she gets both Nishina and Shagawa in the corner. Shagawa asks her to hold on, and then gets out of the way and asks her to fight Amy instead. She then tries a roll-up, and then a La Magistral, and a DDT. Maybe she actually is taking things seriously. Nishina then hits some neat drop kicks to her opponents in the corners. We get a forearm exchange. Shagawa hits a running forearm. Then she goes to the corner, and it's juggling time. This is her best attempt yet. I mean, it's still terrible, but it's an improvement. She dodges a kick from Hisato, and then Nishina hits the Somato. Shagawa breaks up a choke, tries for a kick, and gets caught in Hisato's STF. Then Nishina applies a submission too. Hisato taps, and Nishina wins. Then, for no apparent reason, now Kakuta comes in and rolls up Nishina. Then she grabs her little cat hat and paw gloves, and then she asks everyone about cats. And Hisato admits that even she likes cats. She then asks who is more beautiful, measured by applause, which she initially gets none. But after appealing to the crowd, she gets about the same as Amy. Then she just leaves. It's a really silly and kind of random moment, and the camera angles also add to the silliness. And now we have Natsumi Maki against the returning Teruko Kagawa of Nishiguchi Pro Wrestling or Westgate Wrestling Federation, also a former JD Star wrestler. And immediately, Kagawa infringes on Poi's gimmick. Here, she's not the middle-aged star, but trying to emulate her young pop idol self, turning back the clock and singing Happy Happy, an old Athtress song that she used as her entrance music. And Athtress is what JD Star called their wrestlers, a mashup of athlete and actress. It seems a bit familiar. She sings her way to the ring instead of beatboxing this time, and well, the mic cable comes out of the microphone. Then she sings the rest of the song with complete original choreography. She then stirs a hole directly through Poi before the introductions. Poi is introduced and does her trademark flip and pose. Kagawa responds with her own attempt and then the Poi pose. Poi then gets everyone up to chant for her, and Kagawa even joins, eventually overtaking her, and then once again Poi is big mad. Then they have a Poi off. Tommy has to break it up, and the crowd chants for Tommy. And, well... And I feel like I've said this about a few matches on these shows, but this one actually has to be the weirdest of them all. Kagawa tries to play it like she is a cute idol wrestler at times, and the mean comedic bully comes out occasionally. This match plays into how Poi reacts to other idol-like characters, whether it's at Stardom with Kato or here with Kagawa. Poi does get her back. She makes her run the ropes till she's exhausted. She trips her up for a bow and arrow attempt, which eventually turns into a pin. Poi dodges Kagawa, who then ends up stuck on the corner. Poi helps her out and then hits her with the crossbody. Then Kagawa goes for an eye poke. Then another. Then like 10 more. It's like she's shadowboxing but with eye pokes. She then hits a diving drop kick. Poi kicks out, and then she eye pokes Tommy, who then struggles to regain her bearings. Kagawa then blows up a balloon, and then shoves it down Poi's throat, and then picks up the win? Poi retches and then spits out the deflated balloon. This is simply among the strangest finishes to any wrestling match I have ever seen. Kagawa then grabs the mic, calls herself an idol, and even uses her idol nickname, Terurin. Then they poke fun at the age difference, and it's comedic, but there's a bit of truth in here about the realities and difficulties of being an idol. Kagawa then talks about how it's a short-lived career for most, and how you need to be strong to survive. It strangely echoes the same sentiment of Yumiko Hota's conversation with Poi at Act 4. And then they have a funny exchange in the ring. Poi's mannerisms are great. She puts the mic down in the middle of the ring, which then confuses Kagawa, who then picks it up, says a few more words, and puts it down again. Then Poi picks it up again, and then Poi opens up. And like earlier, it's comedic, but with some truth. Poi talks about how she isn't really an idol anymore, and how she's really embraced becoming the ring fairy. She then talks about seeing Kagawa at her age, an idol many years her senior, and how it actually has motivated her. And then she says that Kagawa is about the same age as her mother. All that aside, she said she's not sure whether she'll be an idol in the future, but she will continue to fight with all of her heart, and she thanks Kagawa. They do the Poi pose, and they even leave together. Up next is a match that is somehow incredibly similar, yet also the complete opposite. Tai Honma against Yumiko Hota. Tai Honma comes out singing her theme song with her towel thrown over her shoulders, which the seconds also have and wave in support of Tai. And like I said the previous episode, she's all in at this point. She's committed to her new career choice, and this is the biggest test for her so far. She's finally in there with a veteran, and there's no more matches with actresses. It's her versus the unclimbable mountain that defeated Natsumi Maki with ease last time. And then out comes Hota. And then there's just a look on Tai's face. She understands the weight that is on her shoulders here, and you can just see how nervous she is just waiting for her name to be called. But Tai starts things out hot. She hits her running dropkick before the bell. It's something we've seen her do recently. But Hota is as cool as ever. She lets Tai get some hits on her, but Hota's completely in control of the situation. Hota then sits down and invites Tai to hit her. Tai throws everything she can at Hota. And maybe it's even too much. Tai goes up to the top and hits her forearm. She goes for another, but then she falls. Grabs her knee. After this, Hota locks in a knee bar. There's a shot with Kakura trying to will Tai on. Tai gets to the rope. Then she rolls out of the ring. She's seriously injured at this point. She tore her ACL and meniscus in her left knee. Honma tries to continue, She's bet everything on this, and now everything is uncertain about this new career. But like with Poi, Hota ends the match with a slap. And while it's questionable that the match continued as long as it did, what isn't questionable is Honma's heart and determination in this. Something we may not have seen if the match ended immediately. Hota then grabs the mic and she even echoes the sentiment. She tells a criticizing fan of the audience to be quiet. She talks about how frustrated she is because she knows how hard Tai worked for this match. She then goes on to praise Tai very highly. She invites her and Poi to participate at her produced show if she heals up in time. She then praises the Actwres girls roster as a whole. Eventually, she would become the wrestling manager of the promotion. Then she rode with Tai Honma to the hospital and did not leave her side. Honma's blog the day after the show was nothing but gratitude for Hota being there for her. Hota would become the most important guiding force for Honma as a wrestler going forward. And if you weren't already deep in your feels after that one, it's time for our main event, the last queen of Actwres girls, Yuna Manase against Saori Ano. They play Manase's announcement from Act 5 in Shikiba, but it's followed by what is, in my opinion, one of the greatest wrestling match video packages of all time.
ユナさんのコスチュームが着たい、これ着て隣に立ちますって言ってまっすぐ力強く言ってくれたから、嬉しかったです。プライベートとかもうなんか一緒にずっといるんで、
一緒でしたね。感情も笑ったり怒ったり泣いたり。愛ですね。彼女からの愛をすごく私は得ました。
ずっと一緒にいてくれたことには感謝してます。多 戦えることをすごく楽しみにしていました。私はクイーン・オブ・アクトレス・ガールズとして最後まで戦っていきます。あなたもまっすぐ来てください。
やるからには全力で、私も成長したんだぞっていうところを全身で伝えます。
すべて受け止めて私が勝ちます。
ビギニングアクトレスガールズアクト6メインイベントラスクイーンオブアクトレスガール絶対不屈彼女アノセオリープレゼンスクイーンオブアクトレスガールズ真瀬優奈。
Manase and Ano talk about their friendship, how close they've gotten outside and inside of the ring. It shows clips of them together as teammates fighting turtles. All four of them were supposed to be pillars of the company, and after tonight, only Ano is left. Then they both come out together. It's the final entrance for Mars. And despite the Sigur Rós scored music video moments earlier, they're bubbly, bouncy, and it's a party. They're Kokoniiruzee from Morning Musume. There's just something about two wrestlers fighting one-on-one in the most important match in a promotion's history to that point, coming out together, especially with that kind of atmosphere. And it's even more emotional. When you think about it, Ano is still wearing the same gear that Manase wore for her debut. These two are forever connected.
Let's go!
The bell rings and they both take a moment. Ano kicks off an exchange of strikes. The match builds slowly. Manase busted out some submissions from her stardom days. At one point, Ano one's up on the apron and is knocked off with a boot. She rallies the roster to team up on Manase, and Nishina hits a dropkick, Boy waves a bubble wand, and everyone gets a hit on Manase. Then Manase yells out for turtles. And there's confusion. Maika and Harima are no longer with the company. But there they are, Harima and Ozaki, in the crowd. Harima screams at them. Manase tries to get them involved. Maika stands up and tears start flowing. The abrupt nature of her graduation meant she never got to say a proper goodbye. She yells at gratitude towards Manase, but then the focus goes back to Mars. They brawl outside for a bit, but when they get back into the ring, we see Ano begin to take charge. Manase fights back. Don't forget, she's still the queen. Manase goes to the top, and Ano catches her with the rolling suplexes. We see a kick, an emotional strike exchange late in the match, and Manase is just begging Ano. Manase hits a big boot. Ano dodges the axe kick with a boot of her own. She hits her suplex and then defeats Manase. The torch has been passed. The Mars theme plays briefly, but then it actually quickly switches to Wiz Khalifa's See You Again.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Ano and Manase bow together, they hug, and the whole roster is in tears, even the always cool Asami Hisato. There's no post-match promo. It looks like they're going to leave together. But once they leave the ring and get on the ramp, Manase goes to the floor and walks out the side door. Ano has her moment. The camera then goes backstage to both Ano and Manase. The familiar show-closing song Yasashiku Naritai plays as Manase collapses in the doorway backstage. The camera gets one last look at Manase before running out to catch Sakano and Ishizuka mid-dance. The roster then comes out for a curtain call. One by one, Kakura comes out with a Tai Honma towel. They call Tai, but she's not there. She's at the hospital. They call for Manase, but she doesn't come out either. The emotions are heavy. Ano takes the microphone and thanks everyone for coming out. She even makes a comment that the numbers have thinned. There's an air of uncertainty as well. Will Actwres girls continue? And if so, which of these members would continue? There's not a dry eye between any of them. Ano then tries to get Yuna to come out. And just like on Act 5, the crowd chants for her. Yuna's head pops out, and Ano asks her to close the show with her one last time. She does, and it's pinkies up for Act 6, the first season of Actwres Girls. All the tears, the uncertainty at the time, it was impossible to truly know how everything would turn out. For Fumi Shagawa, she would never wrestle again. She'd continue voice acting and singing, both solo and as a part of a duo called Comet Size. Gabako would also retire from the ring. She'd appear in more stage productions alongside Maru, Shuri, Hikaru Shida, and others. And now she runs a Mexican restaurant in Gifu. Maika Ozaki would return to wrestling only a few months after leaving Actwres Girls as a freelancer, mostly performing with Ice Ribbon. Ozaki would win the International Ribbon Tag title with both Kyuri and Maya Yukihi, and she's a former Triangle Ribbon champion. Ozaki would eventually return to Actwres Girls also as a freelancer, and become one half of the inaugural Tag Team Champions with Tai Honma as Spice Up. In 2024, she defeated Haruka Umasaki to claim the Diana Championship. Ring announcer Mizuki Ishizuka continued dancing and acting. She'd appear in many different productions, ranging from the stage to movies to TV shows and even commercials. She also runs her own production company called Me Produce. Her partner in crime, Shizuka Sakano, is now a yoga instructor for Yes Tokyo. She also continued to be an actress and dancer and was a regular on TVSI's Catch the Wave, no relation to the wrestling promotion. And another staff member I talked about very briefly, Takaki Iwao, was the entertainment director for AWG and brand ambassador for Lee early on. He was also a member of the AA7 dance crew from the opening of the first show. He continued to work with AWG and even recruited talent like Momotani and Me for the company. Since those days, he's become a producer for both TV and stage. He also appeared as a member of Black Peppers on America's Got Talent and confused Simon Cowell.
I don't even know what that was.
Kaori Kanemura would only wrestle at the prologue. She'd continue to act, and similarly to Mari, she'd continue to educate people about ninja history, even having a role in the NHK World's docuseries Ninja Truth. Yu Takagi's only actress appearance was at Act 1, but she would model and occasionally act following her time in Actwres Girls. Now known as Aina Aiba, Yuki Harima finally achieved that dream of becoming a voice actor. Not only is she now working her dream job, she's one of the most famous voice actresses and singers in the country, voicing Yukina Minato, singer of the band Roselia, part of the Bang Dream franchise, as well as other roles. She makes frequent appearances on national television and performs at sold-out stadiums around the country. And she doesn't shy away from her pro wrestling history. She occasionally provides voiceovers for New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom. She even ring-announced the main event for Now Kakuda's produced show. Despite having no clear plans when she announced she was leaving Actwres Girls at Act 5, Yuna Manase would go on to become one of the most important people in Joshi wrestling. From her influence here with Saori Ano, Natsupoi, Now Kakuda, Tai Honma, and so many others, to her work in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. She's now a member of Ganbare Pro Wrestling, and she's still shaping generations of wrestlers to come. Rika Miyama would continue with Actwres Girls for the next few months. Occasionally she would take acting roles afterwards, but she's currently inactive. Miyama became a mother in 2018. Asami Hisato would continue to play an important role in Actwres Girls until her retirement in 2017. She continued her career as a model afterwards, and she actually returned to Actwres Girls as both a ring announcer as well as a member of the GEM unit from ARG. She then returned for a brief time during the Act Wrestling system simply as Asami in all caps. Her last appearance was at Act Wrestling Step 6. Amy Nishina retired from wrestling in 2017. She continued appearing in Actwres Girls and Stardom until then, and after retiring, she changed her stage name to Amy Nizumi and continued acting. She is currently taking a break. Teruko Kagawa was not exactly an Actwres Girl, but she was part of their shows through 2017. She crossed paths with the likes of Kira An, Hikari Shimizu, Saori Ano, and Miku Aono during her time there. She's worked with Nishiguchi Pro Wrestling until recently, and is still listed as a roster member there. Kagawa has also appeared at various events, including Jaguar Yokota's 45th anniversary in 2021, but she has been inactive since then. Yumiko Hota was not an Actwres Girl at the time, but she would go on to become the wrestling manager for Actwres Girls, molding much of the young talent at the time, training the likes of Himeka Arita, Misa Matsui, Hikari Shimizu, Miko Aono, and so many others, as well as continuing to train the likes of Tai Honma and Saori Ano. She'd eventually leave Actwres Girls with Riko Kawahata and form T-Hearts. Hota is still active and still runs T-Hearts. Its latest member is another former Actwres Girl, Miku Kanai. Now Kakuda would stick with Actwres Girls through October of 2020. In November of that year, Kakuda would announce that she was joining Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. She would eventually capture gold alongside Hikari Noa as free Wi-Fi as they captured the Tokyo Princess Tag Team Championships. Kakura also ran her own production company called KKT, as well as constantly appearing on the stage for years. She was even a regular on Tokyo Sports horse racing coverage, both in print and on TV. In March of 2024, Kakura announced that she would be retiring from both the ring and the stage. In July of that year, Kakura said goodbye by holding her own produce show called Cross. The main event had Kakura teaming with Tai Honma to face Saori Anou and Natsupoi. Aina Aiba, or Yuki Harima, was the guest ring announcer.
ご紹介いただきました相葉愛菜です。でも今日はメインの同期として大阪発目的地不明暴走機関車播磨勇気です。ハリーとして
Tai Honma was the last original Actwres girl remaining with the company when it disbanded its colors and beginning brands. Honma is the definitive Actwres girl. She's one half of the inaugural tag team champions with Maika Ozaki, and she's also a founding member of the ARG unit Hagakure, a role that was since taken over by Marino Saihara. She even ran her own series of shows as Jast alongside Hikari Shimizu. Her fingerprints are still visible on the AWG mat, and she even made an appearance for the Actwres-produced Count 2.9 stage show in 2023. Since leaving Actwres Girls, Tai Honma has been all over, appearing in pretty much every independent Joshi promotion, and has even had appearances overseas in Mexico, the US, and Italy. And Natsumi Maki is an absolute superstar. She left AWG after the first Korakuen Hall show and joined up with Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. She would become the first ever International Princess Champion before suffering an injury in a match with Yuna Manase. She also had a great tag team run with Hikari Noa as Pandemic Boo Boo. At the January 4th show in 2020, Maki had what is one of the greatest matches in TJPW history with Sari. She would then leave TJPW to join Stardom as simply Natsupoi, and the rest is history. She's become one of the most decorated talents there, as a tag and a singles champion. She continues to write her story, and was recently Wonder of Stardom champion. She's come a long way since throwing candy out of her magic basket. And Saori Anou is undeniably one of the biggest stars in wrestling. Anou would shred most of her bubbly personality that was seen in these shows fairly quickly. Anou was the inaugural Actwres Girls champion, and for a while she was synonymous with the promotion. She left the company in 2019 to freelance, becoming a regular in Oz Academy, joining up with Mayumi Ozaki's Seiki-gun unit. And in 2021, Anou returned to Actwres Girls for a pair of matches, including Actress Sakawa's return match. In 2023, she had a reign as Ice Ribbon's Ice Cross Infinity Champion before joining with Stardom full-time. And since joining Stardom, she's held the Wonder of Stardom Championship twice, and even held the Artists and Goddesses of Stardom Championship with Natsupoi, and Kairi or Tam Nakano in the case of the Artist belts. She absolutely got there. And Actwres Girls has continued on as well. It's produced some of the most important talent in Joshi wrestling today, from these original members to people like Himeka, Miyuki Takase, Himawari, Miku Aono, Amisore, Koki Amare, and so many others. However, the instability that seemed to pulse through these early shows has continued to haunt the promotion. Having had multiple incidents of mass departures, but the company continues to rebuild. And just as it did after the disbanding of Colors and Beginning in 2022, with people like Natsuki, Koki, Naru, and Sakura Mizushima, and in 2024, after another round of departures, they are again building new talent like Arisa Nagai, Anri, Chi Aoba, and Nanami Togi. Perhaps one day, someone will make a video looking back fondly on today's crew rebuilding the promotion from the ashes yet again. And with that, that's the end of episode 4, and the end of our series on the first season of Actwres Girls. Thank you so much for watching. I have many more ideas for videos, so I guess subscribe if you want to check those out. But again, thank you so much.
just